Anyways, I am back, and I do want to talk at the beginning before we jump into a bit of a video actually, which I typically don't do videos on weekends just because I could be at work or I have other things going on, but I actually have some time before I actually have to have food and go to work. Not much. I have like an hour and a bit before I actually have to start getting ready. But as you guys might know, from the last few videos, which I've been sort of talking about Switch 2 and stuff like that, which I really did talk about that in the last video, which was the 16th of June. It's now the 22nd of June. Just because I had some time during that day to record and stuff like that, because I was still dealing with a bunch of admin stuff basically the entire week. So yeah, sort of still talking about Switch 2 and stuff like that. It wasn't really at that point 100% confirmed I was going to be getting one, but just last night, I do apologize if you can hear my dogs. We just have some landscaping guys right now in the backyard. So originally I wasn't looking at buying a Switch 2 originally when it was first announced, which was, when was it? When was it announced? I'm just trying to see when it was announced. Okay, so January of this year, and then announced its full specs and release date April 2nd. So at that point, I was sort of looking, but not really to the point that I am now. To the point where literally I've already wiped the PS4. That's full factory reset back to stock settings and all that stuff, and I'm going to keep the Switch powered up with all my accounts on it until the day of, so that I can still use it, because I realistically only have about 3 days this week that could work. I have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that could work. Thursday's a lot of admin work, unfortunately. Friday is, I'm out for, I'd say, most of the day. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'm at work. And then Monday is more admin stuff. So I really only have 3 days to pull the trigger on this. So yeah, and I will do a full breakdown of what the Switch 2 cost me and all that, because I'm going to be trading, obviously, my PS4, my Switch OLED, and the stack of games that you can see there. All those games that are sitting like that are traded, or will be traded. So, yeah, like I said, I was not really looking at getting it in June. I was looking more July. But luckily enough, my budget allowed last night to actually do it, and earlier than expected, which is good. Even though considering I did buy Doom Eternal Deluxe Edition on Xbox, and I'm glad I did when I bought it, because it was like, I think originally it was like $92.99, so it would have been well over $100. I paid like $26 for it with tax. So I'm like, oh god, how's this going to work with the Switch 2 and stuff like that? But luckily enough, I was able to get the budget. So yeah, so super happy, obviously. And you might be thinking, like, which Switch 2 are you looking at? Are you looking at the one that comes with Mario Kart or the one without? Basically, whatever I can get my hands on. Ideally, it would be the one that does come with Mario Kart. Now, ideally, just because of how expensive Mario Kart is by itself. Mario Kart by itself, shipped all the taxes to where I live, is about $125. Yeah. So for me, that's a little bit more than what I want to spend on a game, considering Pokemon's already going to be about $113, which is almost as much as my spare keyboard, which I use for my second computer. That was, I think, $112. So yeah, a game costing as much as a computer peripheral, basically. And I've had this keyboard now for almost 10 years, actually. So yeah, when I started buying, or when I bought my Switch back in 2023, I did not imagine having that big stack of red behind me. I just didn't. So yeah, it's kind of surprising. So anyways, let's get into it. I don't know where the face cam needs to be. I do need to look at the Battle Pass quickly. So I have 2 days. Oh wow, okay. Oh right, it basically ends tomorrow. So I was hoping to get to level 38, but I don't think that's possible now. To go 5 levels, well, 4 and a bit levels. So go and check what's new in the shop, and then we will get into it. I do also want to say that this, the actual gameplay will be part of its own video, and also a comparison between the OLED, which is what I'm playing on right now, versus what the Switch 2 is going to be. So I do want to let that be known. Okay. I do need to take one quick look at something. Oh. Okay.
Welcome to Jakarta.
Okay.
Minor
Time
pack
to save the
unlocked.
world? Game on! Over there!
Oh.
Initiating defense matrix!
Get over here, big-sized cat! You gotta see this!
Diving in!
I couldn't remember where the face cam.
Play of the game.
I have that skin. I have that skin. Oh, let's just turn that down slightly. There we go. Yeah. So. Yeah, as you can see, I'm now level 36 for Diva, which just happened last night, actually. So yeah, so like I was saying, like this is going to be its own video, and then the actual gameplay side of it will be part of a comparison between playing Overwatch 2 on Switch OLED versus Overwatch 2 on Switch 2, which could happen as of Monday, like Monday at some point, Monday or Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, basically. So. Yeah, again, I do apologize for looking at my phone. It's just that potentially being called off, I do need to take a look at that. Okay. There we go. So yeah. The good thing about the Switch 2 is that all my current stuff will work. So like the Pro controller that I'm using, and all my games pretty much will work for the most part. Yeah, like I said, I was not really expecting to buy a Switch 2 like in the month of launch, but budgets just ended up working.
Everything at Coliseo.
There we go. So yeah, all the content will still stay the same in terms of resolution and stuff like that until I could potentially upgrade my capture card.
Time to save the world? Game on!
But that's going to be quite expensive.
On my own. Probably faster too.
Oops.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. So, like I said, I know I could play unranked at this point and get more XP. It's just that I don't want to deal with the with all the craziness that so I just don't want to deal with all the mayhem of unranked at this point. If I wasn't working and playing on PC, I probably would jump into unranked, but since I'm playing on Switch, I'm thinking it's just better if I stay in AI.
Initializing system.
I know I have my ult. It's just that I'm going to wait till until they group before I even consider dropping the ult. Because I hate it when I only get one kill with the ult. Oops. Wrong button. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing it in unranked, or in AI, I should say, not unranked.
My ultimate is ready.
Push.
Team kill. Segment approaching the final destination.
Yeah, and like I said, I always.
Rich robot.
There we go. There we go. So yeah, I'll probably do at least one more game. I don't have that Mercy, I don't think.
Play of the game.
I think that's the Toxic or Toxic Reaper. So what did I go? I went 24-1-0. Third on the team in damage. So, not too bad. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll finish level 34, and then, like I said, I do want to check if I have that Reaper. And that Mercy. Where is Reaper? There's Reaper. Because I know that skin, actually. Oh, I completely forgot I had the Ultra Watch one. Dracula, Cursed, Contenders. I don't even remember that one, to be honest. Same with that one. I don't. Well, that one I sort of remember. Evermore. Was it literally called, like, it was like Toxic or something. Unless they somehow removed it. Yeah, because it was Reaper, because I don't see Toxic or whatever it was. I'm going back through here. Weird. And I know I don't have that Mercy. I think it was Imp? Okay, so there's the Devil. There's the Valkyrie. the Miku one, her Fearless, her Rainy Day one, all the Overwatch stuff, her Honeybee, her Zombie. I don't even remember getting that one. I think it was like, it was her, that's actually not a bad one actually. I don't mind that one. Yeah, it was this one, was the one that Mercy was using, I think. Yeah, I don't play a lot of Mercy, but I did buy the pink Mercy skins when they were available last year. Just because I knew that they wouldn't be returning. Yeah, so if I can finish 34, which I think I can, I'm only... What are we at? Okay. So it's... 9... Yeah, I need like 500 XP basically. So that's like one game. Even if I play terrible, I would still get around 500. Granted, I could go unranked, but I just don't want to. It's not because of the time. It's just that there's a lot of times where I want to play unranked, and then there's also a lot of times where I don't want to play unranked. But yeah, anyway, so for this next one, actually no, I'll keep the face cam up. But yeah, that's another thing I am looking at, is replacing the webcam as well. Probably something from Elgato, either the Neo or something like that. I didn't even know this board had a Type-C connector on it, and I had to check that last night because all the webcams I've been looking at from Elgato,
Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
why, what was, yes, this one. And you'll see why I picked this skin.
Time to save the world?
I actually had that Hanzo.
You should focus on training. You waste your time playing games.
Why don't you give them a try? Maybe they
There's the
can find
Orisa.
us.
Yeah, you can see here's...
Our piece of cake.
That's almost like my monitor, actually.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
What's done to us?
Yeah, like I said, I normally don't like looking at my watch during videos, but in this case, potential of... the reason why I chose the this skin is because this map was the one, well, not this point, but the one that's coming up. Oh, actually, oh great, there's just now a SIG. So Yeah. So basically, this skin was part of the first Seraphim event back in, I think it was like 2022 or 2023. And so you couldn't actually earn it by doing the challenges. You actually had to buy it. And it was not a cheap bundle. I think it was like over 3,000 coins or something like that. So the only one that you could earn from that event at the time was the Junkrat, which I do have, which I will show at the end. End of the video. This was the point that, or this was the, that's the pink. That's either the pink or the rose.
Dancing doctor, I'm a dancing doctor, I'm a dancing doctor. Yoo-hoo! White sailor.
Okay. This was the point that was played pretty much during that event, and I think even this past version of it too, which was actually no, sorry, this last event version of it was actually easier, where you didn't have to do a specific game mode like you did back in, I think it was like 2023 or whatever it was. So
This rabbit fights back.
alright, I'm at 20. Okay.
What else is new? Now that's
Yeah.
teamwork.
So
I'm on fire.
they're either going to come from that way, or behind us. So okay, they're coming. You can kind of see what I mean. Like, it is somewhat laggy, but we're still holding at full 60 even when things get crazy.
I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't. I've sort of stayed away from. Sort of stayed away from Overwatch more recently, just because like it's the same thing over and over and over again. And so, but I knew I was going to be playing this on Switch too, so I thought, you know what, do a comparison. So yeah. So
Play of the game.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Time played another little bit there. 1,255, so that's more than I needed. Okay. Go into this. And then that's all cleared away. Yeah, so if I wanted to buy tiers, which would be 38, yeah, it's like 800. And I don't have that. I have like 275, so. And I don't have the budget. Well, technically I do, but yeah, anyways. That is it. Yeah, like I said, the Switch will still be up and around. I might do some stuff later with it, but for all intents and purposes, this video is the last Overwatch video until I get my Switch 2 and get it installed and everything. So, yeah. Anyways, adios.